Oh.
But Jack's not even on the screen.
I would introduce it. I'd be happy to. If
Don't show the. Right, we're having a nightmare.
This is the Swanky Fisherman speaking to you from the ethereal realm. Welcome back to another episode of the Quantum Dispatch. I am here, but I'm not here, if you understand my meaning. Yes. This week we have plenty of things to talk about. Quasi-dynamic, server meshing madness, no wipe, crafting, SEL breakdown, and more, including why have I forgotten what it's called? We're going to look at your fleet and we're going to roast it. That's what I'm calling it for now. But hello and welcome back, everyone. And thank you very much for the resub, Gridimus. We really appreciate it. Don't go anywhere because we're bringing you the good stuff this evening. How's that for an intro?
GFA does not play, it seems. Yes, Gridimus. Yeah, we need your webcam there, GFA.
Yeah.
This is his choice.
That was the worst introduction, I think. Not your intro, but I mean...
I was like, wow, that feels very personal.
Yeah, the general, everything going. I showed our emails there for a split second.
Oh, no.
Wait, my nudes? My nudes are in there? I shared that to our email thread.
Yeah.
I do apologize as well. We're in the middle of decorating, ready for when baby arrives. So there are ladders, there are paint pots, there are bits of floor behind me. So look at those three, right? Absolute professionals. Like, we've been streaming for years. Look at this beautiful ambient lit background, an upside down penis behind GFA, Mace Window's lightsaber behind One Dark Enigma, and some kind of caged animal behind CJ.
It's a guinea pig. Allow her, she's fine. She's got a little cress plant in there. She's eating cress.
As you said that, she appeared in screen on Twitch as well. She was like, "Who, me?
Yeah, exactly. What are you saying? What are you saying about me, bitch?
Why are you saying about me, bitch? Why are you saying about me?" But we have a lot of stuff to talk about, including Benoit's SCL Live, of which I have been catching up on. I always like when Benoit comes in because he just says it straight. He's someone who gives me hope.
Mm-hmm.
And I did very much enjoy him talking about the quasi-dynamic server meshing.
Yeah. Roundup, why is your camera smaller, by the way? Is that intentional?
No, you need to, like, zoom in.
I can't edit it. It's just browser source off of what you're submitting.
He's made himself a picture.
You can make it bigger.
Yeah, you can.
No, I mean, you
what
can
she
make it
said.
bigger on Video Ninja.
Yeah, it's a Video Ninja thing. You'll have to edit it your side.
No, how do I do this?
Click on your little camera option.
So I think there's a button that says enhance.
Oh, Iosioni? Oh, sorry. He said...
Iosioni?
Iosioni.
How's chat
doing?
How are we doing? No, it's definitely Iosioni was better.
Hola, Iosioni. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I will see if I can edit your camera on the fly.
I've had
Yeah, you definitely can. I've done it before.
It's my
talent
as well. Like that.
So, guinea pigs or penny gigs, are they going to be coming to Star Wars, do you reckon? Are we going to see space guinea pigs?
The next... Oh, do you think we'll get pets? I think that's where that
Star
segues on to.
Wars.
Yeah.
Star
Wars is pets.
Star pigs.
Companions for your trip amongst the stars.
What companions do you think they'll have? Like, do you reckon you could get like a quasi grazer as a companion?
That's a bit big.
Big but harmless.
So I've tried getting a quasi grazer as a pet. I tried scooping one up, but it wouldn't go in. I got one stuck in the engines of a mantis, though. That was quite impressive. It clipped through the ship and then just ended up inside of the ship engines the whole time.
Your Mandy pot in your hangar? Yeah.
He just barbecues them. Well, I'd barbecue quasi grazers, but don't start saying I'll barbecue guinea pigs. If that was the...
Don't listen, little lady. He doesn't mean it. He's just behind you like, huh? What do you mean? No, I think it'd be good. Like, I'd like to have a pet, but they'd have to do it in a way, because let's just face it, anything they introduce, we find a way of breaking it or exploiting it. So it's how do they introduce pets in a way that doesn't destroy the entire game? I think would be their main issue.
Yeah, I think it would be dogs, cats, all that kind of stuff. Because it will probably some sort of like parrot. So it'd be very Sea of Thieves, won't it? Probably
to start with.
Yeah.
Load them in the cannons.
Yeah.
Fire!
When base building comes in, you're just loading cats into cannons on the side of the walls.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's going to be way after 1.0. That would be like 2.0 when we get pets, probably.
Well, then you get the drama of someone catching your cat and then cooking your cat and then sending it you as like a warning sign. And then it's this is your cat turned into nuggets. We're coming for your base.
It's just they send a paw, or you wake up and you're just like you wake up next to a like your cat's head. Right.
Or he comes to the gate with a necklace and it's just got your cat's paw on it.
Yeah. I think we should probably, for the sake of of turning away the squeamish people.
Let's move on, shall we?
Wonder, I cannot change your browser.
I was about to say, just keep asking him questions, because it's funny watching him like not be able to multitask and this camera is going awry.
I can just hide your camera. It's fine. It does a favour. Christmas all over.
I look like I'm a help desk support.
Patch implemented. Yeah.
Are you on your Video
Thank you very
Ninja,
much.
One Dark?
Yeah.
Can you see the screen with the hang up button?
Hello, Chosen. That is crazy. 13-month free subscription.
13 months.
My guy.
What a month.
That is a lot of time.
There's a lot of months.
And as well, actually, we missed that with Apple's
Uncle Malky.
Uncle Malky with a 17-month free sub. Gridimus with a
17 months?
17
Hold
months.
up.
Beautiful.
Wait a minute.
Beautiful. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Stopping that right.
That's more than chosen.
Oh,
Chosen,
One
you
Dark,
got to start carrying a bit more. You got to speed up time a little bit more.
He's going to go sabotage Malky so he can catch up.
Yeah. Hello, Sazi. Thank you
Hey,
for
Sazi.
dropping an 07 in YouTube and on Twitch.
Which
What a legend.
manufacturer is going to be doing the battle cruiser?
Aegis.
No, it'll be a combination.
Aegis and
Anvil.
It's got to be
no,
Anvil.
It'll be the
It's got to be
UE.
Anvil.
It will literally
I was
be
going to say
the
Origin. It'll be Origin. All right.
That's the power about forgetting to auto. Forget about auto.
Origin,
Yeah, forget
Origin
about
and
it, mate.
Drake.
Forget about
Yeah,
it.
Origin and Drake. That's what that is.
Well, most manufacturers have parts from other ships in anyway. Almost every ship, most ships have the Drake Caterpillar self-destruct system, which people dunk on Drake and say that they're poor and they don't work properly. Well, how
But
are
they're
you
really good at
trusting?
self-destructing.
Yeah, how are you trusting your ship to self-destruct properly if you're choosing a Drake asset? But yeah, to be fair, RSI does make a good shout because obviously it's got Roberts on it, and obviously he's got a lot
Yeah.
of his
Is
name on the
the-
good ship.
Because there's the Bengal. Who does the Bengal? Is that RSI? Or do we not really know?
What
don't-
manufacturer is the Bengal?
I thought it's not. Is it not the RSI Bengal?
Yeah, I feel
Is
like because you got the. Is it the? Who does the Javelin? Javelin Aegis? Or
Yes.
because I don't know who does the Bengal.
RSI.
Bengal. Yeah. I think
RSI.
it's RSI Bengal. Yeah.
Yeah. But even the Bengal is a combination of other ships, I believe. I'm
Well,
literally
they
just going
reuse
through
assets,
it.
won't they? They want to reuse assets,
Well, it's,
so
it's
it
not
makes sense
that.
rather
It's
than.
in law.
Oh, right,
It
okay.
uses because no one manufacturer is going to be able to build something as big as the battlecruiser, right? They're not going to be able to build it. So, like you see with Mini Cooper, Mini Cooper's is part BMW. Is it BMW or Mercedes? I forget. But they use engines from whatever. And we've seen with all the Formula One teams, they use different companies' engines and stuff like that. Because what's the point? No point in making your own engines.
Yeah, I love that. Gridimus just said, "Oh, in that case, if it's a hodgepodge, it's going to be Greys. The Greys battle cruiser. It goes slightly too quick coming out of atmosphere when it first is launched, and a part just falls off. People just get sucked out into space.
Yeah.
To be fair, the battle boozer is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's
It's-
just a giant party barge.
Imagine we get CIG take on. Do you know I don't know who posted it. The Hammerhead, the Venga Boys Hammerhead from the Citizen Con 2 years ago.
So good.
But imagine that
was so
battle
good.
cruiser just blacks out the sky, but it's just like RGBs, like disco, like going underneath it.
You know,
Just playing
I've
three
got
of a
this,
kind.
I've got this image in my head of
That's
it's like in the
spot
distance you hear like there's a battle cruiser just going
It
in my
literally
head.
is the battle cruiser Venga Bus. Like the Venga battle cruiser. But yeah, cool. Tangent over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I can listen to Venga Boys all day.
Oh yeah,
I think
my
bringing it to the verse
atrocious
might be a bit
version
of
of
a
it.
killer. But
Oh my god, can you imagine?
yeah. So who watched the SCL then, or the Benoit thing?
Yeah.
I
did.
just caught
Come on,
up.
chat. Make yourself known.
Yeah. Who watched it? I know. I know Apples did. Apples was sitting there, probably complaining about it. Grodimus did. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, what mischief can I get up to in the new tech that comes out?" Sizey watched it. Yeah, Sizey's boring, so it makes sense.
Also went out and turned it off.
Yeah, fair. It was like that video they did. What did they do? Like, I think it's like a year ago. It turns out it's like a 3-hour, like behind.
That was
the
Benoit
ships or-
again.
Was it Benoit again?
That was
Guys,
Benoit again.
I still ain't finished it. Still ain't finished it.
I watched that with like in the space of a week, but it was every time I walked to work for like 20 minutes. It was like 20 minutes morning, 20 minutes afternoon, 20 minutes morning, 20 minutes afternoon, and then eventually got through it.
Yeah,
But
so,
it took me a while.
Yeah. All right, come on, chat. What's if the people that have watched it? What's your takeaway? What's your key point?
What
you're
is it
looking
about it
forward
that you're
to,
excited? Yeah.
What you're crying about the most? I'm waiting for Declan to join and just be like, Orion. I'm calling it now.
Right. Yeah. That's
Well, especially with the new because they said that the not Hulk Cracker, Rock Cracker.
The year of playability.
We said that before we went live. I literally said that before we went live. Yeah. For a second, I was like, "Yeah, there's a guy called Quantum Dispatch in the chat. That's nuts."
Imagine having the same
Yeah.
name.
Whoa, mental. But yeah, Rock Cracker coming. You'd think that they might go, "Hey, to advertise this, let's release a miner." A ship, by the way.
Yeah.
So then I'm locked up.
This ain't GTA 6.
A mining vehicle, mining ship. So therefore, it makes sense for something to come out. But surely the Orion won't be able to come out. There's not even any news of it being spoken about, let alone coming out or being made.
Nah, it's never coming out. We'll see the battlecruiser before we see the Orion.
Well, when the Orion comes out, you'll use it to destroy the battle cruiser. Because let's just face it, it's just an oversized golem.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just going through some of the points from it. Next one this year, hopefully. But the caption says refuses to elaborate. Do you remember what happened there? I don't remember what happened there.
I think he said it's as different systems come online that they need to get the different stuff for Nyx. Because obviously, like, they're relying on Genesis, aren't they?
Yeah, so there's tech on
but
the
he-
tech then.
Yeah, so he said, but with each patch, Nyx will be expanded. But he didn't say specifically. He was like, either a new thing will come out, or he said there's new like rest stations and break stations that will come around across Nyx. So when it's expanded, they don't mean like a planet per patch. It's going to be, oh, there's some stations you can do. There's some more content you can do. There's the Rockcracker. I was about to say event. Sandbox activity. Sorry for Reddit, who grilled me the last time I called it an event. So yeah, we'll wait and see what it is. But then also they did say potentially item recovery tier 1 soon. So that'll be interesting to see how many people that annoys with the way that they do it.
Because
I think less than tier 0 did.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I think, yeah. Tier 0 was actually turned out to be quite a good thing, I think, personally, but I
Exactly
hated
what I
it
was
to
thinking.
start.
Yeah.
And I'm welcoming tier 1 and tier 2 of open arms as soon as it makes into the game. My biggest drawback by far is not being able to loot other players. But the best thing they ever did was allowing you to not lose the armor you're wearing for the time being whilst you're playing an alpha game where nothing really matters, but you've paid for this armor, so you don't want to lose it. It got rid of that gear fear. Like, it was nice to see people dressed in a variety of stuff rather than Morozov basic heavy armor all the time, which is just frustrating to see. Or people going out in their sperm suits because they were too scared of putting any armor on if they were going to go in low fly in case they crashed or whatever. Yeah. Just, it was nice to have that. So I think Tier 0 was a nice way to play the game, but actually quite enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm welcoming looting other players again. Been running contested zones recently for the first time in a long time, because I don't feel like I've done it for like 6 months, and it's been a lot of fun. Killed a lot of people, but haven't been able to get any stuff off them.
That's it. Like, I'm sure One Dark will agree with me. Like, him a lot more than me, but we play a lot of Arc Raiders, and it's gotta get that goop, man. The goop. You know what I mean? So you win a fight, you win a gunfight, you get there, you're like, oh, he's loaded. You know, you want to take the stuff off him. You see someone with good armor on, you beat them in a contested zone, you want that trophy. Like we spoke about this last time. You want to hang that up in your hangar.
You want the goop.
You want the goop, man. You
want that good Peanut goop. Came over. Someone told Peanut about contested zones. Oh, brother.
Just hearing him VoIPing. Well, VoIP would have to work first for him to come to the
That's right.
Yeah. He wouldn't like it because there is no goop in the contested zones. Oh, come here, I just said goop.
there's a little bit, but not enough.
Flip it.
Yeah, but it's in boxes and it's crap. Like, I don't know. So we did a lot of contested zones when it came out. My inventory is very lackluster. It's got loads of random bits of crap in it. I went through and I was like, can I get a full like scorched armor set out of all the stuff I've got? No, I can't, because I don't actually have that much scorched stuff. And even when it is scorched, it's like crap armor. I need to get that Morozov scorched.
I found quite a few bits. We run it. We ran Checkmate like 3 times, and Car ended up with a full set of scorched. I think the ORC stuff or the OMC stuff. Nice. It looked really sick. Like, you can definitely get some stuff.
Yeah.
I got the Pyro boss armor finally, which I was buzzing over because that's like the special Morozov stuff that just looks so dope.
Yeah.
But once you run it like a handful of times, you've got every scorched gun there is. Like, there's not that many. So I feel like the scorched guns, they definitely need to make more. Like, they need to make a scorched version or a special version of every gun and put it in contested zones, really. They haven't really updated them. Like, I don't think you can find boom tubes, or at least I didn't find any boom tubes or anything like that in there. Yeah, it was all right. The components were good, but once you run it a handful of times, you've kind of got everything you could really want for the most part. I'm sure there's some really rare things that pop in every now and then, but yeah, the game just needs more time to cook to make it more fun, I think. He said goop.
Wasn't that the drama of the reason of Tier 0 effectively has just killed, like, just PvP in general? There's no looting, there's no reason to go and kill people anymore. Like, you go to the contested zones, what do you get out of it? You may get a key card, and that's if it survives going into your pockets. But
if it doesn't then disappear, yeah.
If it doesn't then disappear, and then you can't kill people. I went through a phase of being literally wearing a sperm suit with just nothing but like an S71, and just running into contested zones, dropping a player, stealing all his armor and using his weapon and stuff like that. Like 0 to hero runs almost. And you can't do that anymore.
You can do it with AI.
You can do it with AI,
and
what's the point?
Well, if you're just looting, if you're just getting stuff, if you're going from like a sperm suit into like fully kitted, you can do it with the AI, I guess, is the point. But people still kill.
Like,
yeah, that's the thing. You're looking for player versus player, but you're looking to get something out of it other than just keep murdering people. And people do kill you. Like, we was printing a blue key card for the security door, and people do still. They came up behind us and started shooting us. They downed Mako first. I managed to get a sniper shot off and kill one of them. Then I got downed right next to Car, so he managed to literally just look down and revive me, and then we managed to get the last guy. And it's like, people are still actively, and they came back. Like, the worst thing about Tier 0 is the speed that people can come back, because they literally spawn fully kitted, fully armed, like ammo on their rig, already done. Like, not even like like a 20 to, not even a minute to outfit your character. Like, literally seconds, they were back in the contested zone. So we went from the printer. We knew they would come back down. We went straight to the door, opened the blue door, went through, closed it behind us, and then about 30 seconds later, they were already at the blue door. So genuinely, I want to say probably 2 minutes, if that, they were already back at the door. And that was the one thing I complained about in my video about contested zones way back when Tier 0 came in. I was like, yeah, this is going to suck because people have there's no time sink to stop people from basically just respawning behind you. And at which point, who gives up first? Because if they kill you, you're back. If you kill them, they're back. And I mean, they did give up because they didn't manage to actually kill any of us. So I guess they just like, there's too many of them, although there's only 3 of us. But outside of that, I just don't. That was the worst thing about Tier 0. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Tier 1. I'm looking forward to Tier 2. I'm looking forward to all the things this year.
Yeah. Well, it can only get better, right? The sooner they get away from Tier 0, the better. Being able to actually, play the game, loot stuff. I'm hoping they don't go through if someone's wearing subscriber gear or something that's their own gear from their own hangar, you can't loot it or some crap. Because I don't know how they're going to go with Tier 1, Tier 2, looting
that's what I'm worried
down
about.
the line. But if someone's carrying something, I want to be able to pry it off their body and utilize it myself. Nothing should be protected.
The way they said it was it would be bricked. So if you pick up a gun or a piece of armor, everything will have a value, like an armor value or whatever. If you loot someone else and it's a bit of subscriber gear, for example, you have a certain amount of time to go and put that into whatever process it's going to be to make it into yours, to fence it or whatever it is, to make it under your insurance, to own it within your hangar. So you have to take that stuff to wherever it is, whether it's like a laundering place, a fencing place, whatever, and then you have to clean it to make it yours and whatever, learn the blueprint. But the whole point of it is you have to do something with that item to keep it. If you just put it on and equip it, and then that player goes back and claims their insurance contract, it will brick that item, meaning you cannot use it and can no longer go and save it. So you have a limited time window to go and basically save it.
But then how
That's
does
what
that
they
work?
said.
If you're in the contested zone and you've just looted a Gucci gun off someone, but you've now got to spend the next hour fighting through the rest of the contested zone, and then by the time you get out, this crybaby's already fucking claimed it, gone on Reddit, posted something stupid, or PvP kids are killing the game, created a YouTube short, posted it, got 10,000 likes, and you're just getting to the elevator, and you get 180'd by fucking AI anyway.
You have a time link. You have a time limit.
But what's the time limit? If we're talking
we don't know
if we're
yet.
talking a day, 24
15
hours.
seconds.
Yeah, it's literally, yeah. And if we're talking a day's worth of time, so you can continue doing whatever event you were doing, and then go to a location, is fine. The same way when you get a crime stat, you pick up a crime stat, but you finish doing what you're doing and then go and clear it.
Yeah, I imagine so, mate. I don't think it'll be you've got 10 minutes, you've got to drop everything you're doing. I don't think they would be that stupid, but it will probably be something 6 hours. So it's got to be in that play session. You have to finish your contested zone and go and start the process to save your loot. Kind of like if you did money launder, right? You get all that money, you need to go and start laundering it straight away. You're not going to go and...
Listen up, everyone. This is important.
So, money laundering.
Make sure you got
We're going to talk about layering.
Smurfing.
Take notes. There will be a quiz.
Yeah. Integration. But you want to get it you're going to want to start that process as soon as possible. You don't want to hang on to those things illegally. So I guess it does make sense if there's a time limit, but it can't be 10 minutes. That would be ridiculous. So
my next point then is, what's the point? So it was created to stop the duplication of armor and all that sort of stuff. When if they give me an hour, I can then get my mate in a med bed outside of this location wherever I got to launder it, get him to spawn, kill it, take it off him, put it in a box. Spawn, kill him, take it off him, put him in a box. I've now got 50 armor sets that I can now get off this guy because he's continually died. I've got to do my med gel, yeah, cool. Great addition. And then go and then just go and launder it all. And
I think it's going to be unique IDs.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's not fixed an issue. The issue was you were duplicating stuff when I can just still duplicate it because I've got a time frame to go and reset it.
And I think it would be a unique ID that once you've claimed that let's say this item is item C17724. Once you've taken that and you've processed it and you've laundered it to be yours, I don't think you can pick up or you can redo that to the same item again because you already have claimed it. So it would just, I don't think it's
he's already died. He's respawned.
It will be though.
It can't be the same blockchain thing because otherwise, like I'm wearing 00001 armor piece. I've died. You've taken that off of me. I've respawned. You've still got 01. I've just respawned with 002 because it's a different asset. It's not the same like blockchain ID.
It can be if it's like a subscriber gear though, can't it? For subscriber gear, you could make it a unique ID that stays like tied to your account. Your special, let's call it the Onyx armor. Your Onyx armor that is tied to your account has this ID, and it is fixed.
Yeah.
You can no one player can own more than one of that version of that armor. So you probably could do it.
Yeah. No, I do get it. I just don't think they're fixing issues that they have intended to fix. Because like I go and run contested zones now, and the same guy runs in 5 times with his scorched AO3 because I like AO3s, and I've gone, I'm going to grab all of those, but I can only launder one because it's been the same person every time. I've now, what's the point? I've now lost a fifth of my looted gear. I think it's going to be a really difficult execution for CIG to make it work. But
I think so. But equally, that person that is bringing that AO3, let's say it was tied with a unique key, they're still going to have to go and claim that insurance, which is going to have a cooldown. What are the odds that you're going to kill the same person with the exact same item in the same gameplay session if it's like an hour or 2 hours to claim the item? Probably pretty unlikely. But even so, like, should you be able to get 2 versions of the same thing? Why do you want that? Why would you want to duplicate? At the end of the day, if CIG turn around and go, actually, that is the exact same item, even though you've collected 5 through however you've done it, we're only going to give you 1. Is that a bad thing? Because you've still technically duped an item and you shouldn't be doing that. So if their fix is to give you 1 and go, haha, unlucky mate, I agree with them personally. So I don't know. It's a hard...
You're not duping though. Because if I was a genuine player in the contested zone trying to loot something, and now I can't loot it because of this idea, I don't know.
But how is it ever going to happen? How are they going to bring the same identical item after you've collected it off them? They've got to claim it, then it's got to be delivered.
So
there's a lot of like time sink into that.
I get that, and it depends what the time sink is going to be. If it's going to be like a full armor set, it's going to take you 12 hours to get back, then I get it. That's fully understandable. But currently, it takes you about 1 minute 45 to get a cut a scout back. Like, it takes me a minute if I expedite something, sub a minute for certain things, like a mule, to get back. So it does make it way more time consuming, but it ain't going to stop it. And it's going to, but it's going to do nothing to slow it down.
It is going to change though. Like when they bring, I wouldn't be surprised if you see these claim timers for things being longer. Like, the only reason ships are as short as they are is because the way the system, the fact that it's an alpha test and you can fall through a planet in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But like, actual insurance systems, they're not going to be 20 minutes or whatever. That, you know, a cutter scout will probably be 2 or 3 hours to get it back.
Hopefully.
Do you know what I mean? So minimum. So like, if it is a few hours to get back a full armor set, I personally think, and this may be the way they go, we don't know. I personally think you should just claim back your blueprint from the insurance company, and you have to go and recraft your items.
Yeah.
So you're insured to have the blueprint, so you own the schematic. Someone killed you in contest zone, I need to now go and rebuild that at my base because I have essentially, you've taken that item from me, I've lost it, but I still own the blueprint, I can go and craft it.
Yeah.
If you want to learn it to be able to craft it, you can go and do it, or I can brick it and mark it as stolen from my insurance company, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, then that takes all that time. Who's going to have time to go back to their base, recraft it, come back to the contested zone, and still meet you there unless you're camping it? So I don't know. And if they've crafted it, is it now technically a new item anyway?
Yeah,
because
no, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with what Size says. Just looking at what they're saying in chat for now, Guidimus said, turning collected into a reprocessor and having that produce blueprint parts of that item, which you can then learn when you have enough of them, like make it a lengthy thing. I quite like. Makes duping way more time consuming, means items get removed from the world and inventories. It's a good idea. So it's like you've got it, you go, okay, right, well, I want to learn how to be able to make this again, but to do so, I'm going to have to go and process it. You lose the item, and then maybe you can make it in the future. Size does say, hopeful the large ships are days for insurance. I personally like that idea, because then it gives that more fear of like, I need to look after my ship. Engineering becomes more important. You're not just going, well, I don't give a shit if it blows up because I'll get it back in an hour.
Imagine the rage, though. Imagine the rage.
Yeah, the rage from people that thought they were going to be able to buy a Kraken, get it back in 5 minutes, and fly it around however they want for as long as they want. Like, it
would definitely have an implementation on how you execute ops in the verse. Like,
exactly.
If you're going to take like a week for a Kraken, you could be like, right, this is sitting in deep space. I don't care if it takes longer. I'm staying there.
But it should. It should, you know, like they've spoken about before, or maybe it's been theory crafted, that like if you lose your Kraken and for insurance, then that then creates a job out there somewhere for someone to deliver materials to where it's being created for you to get it back. You know, so ultimately it can make jobs for the little man. But
well, I'm glad you said that, because you're absolutely right. Because if you are out in the verse and you get stranded, like I did the other day, you just be like, okay, yep, cool, just go respawn and claim a ship and go again. No, in fact, you're going to be going back to your org, hi at everyone in Discord, really need a refuel or an SRV.
I haven't got the materials. Come fix my engine. Like,
I'll give you money. Like, send you feet pics, whatever. But like, please come and rescue me. I don't want to do this because, you know, if you respawn, you're gonna lose your gear, or you're gonna end up with like the death of the spaceman.
Death of the spaceman. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then if you're doing the ship stuff, it's like, well, I'm gonna have to wait like a week to like do this again. Equally, are you gonna go to the contested zone hangars with like a duo or three on a Polaris, only for someone like myself or CJ just to come in and set self-destruct and go bye-byes? So,
well, you think about it, won't you? You think about it. You'll be like, we need to leave someone to look after the ship. You know, there needs to be at least two on there. And then it's what I want is consequences for your actions. I need things to mean something.
Gridibus says that. Yeah, consequences of losing your ship is what gives it value. Absolutely, it gives your playtime value. In fact, this is exactly the argument I've been having with a couple of friends over Arc Raiders. Oh, we want a PvE mode. It's like, no, you get bored. You've got what you've got. You enjoy what you've got. Just keep on playing. Oh, but Helldivers has this. It's an amazing game. And I'm like, why are you not playing Helldivers then?
Yeah.
Like, good question. But it's let's swim in the tears. I'm all for it. Let's go.
Yeah. But then question then, before we do like move on, you're talking about insurance and how long insurance should be on a ship. I've already said what mine should have been before the Idris came out. But say for example you lose an Idris, what timeline are you looking at for it to get back? And I'd love to see, even in chat as well, how often are you expecting for something to get back? Like
I reckon 2 or 3 days for an Idris.
For 2 or 3 days for an Idris?
I'd probably go 4 or 5. Like,
anywhere between that.
Yeah, I'd say it needs to be enough that it makes you go, ooh.
What if it's like a sliding scale? So it's okay, this guy hasn't claimed anything in a while. He's claiming an Idris now. Let's make
you get a no claims bonus.
Yeah, essentially, And then like a couple of days later, he's crashed the Idris again. Okay, well now you have to wait 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like a sliding scale like that. And they haven't claimed anything, the Idris in like 4 months. Okay, we'll make the claim timer a day again. Like,
what if you get missions to speed it up? What if it's like, well, if you can deliver this to us, we can do it sooner. So then that creates more opportunities. What if you go and get the materials? Sure, we can knock 6 hours off if you go and make this, and this.
I don't think they'll ever do it, but I would love that to be a gameplay feature of like the insurance companies. Let's say there are multiple. Again, this is never going to happen, but this is what I'd love to see. Multiple insurance companies. You choose who you insure with. You pay your premiums. Blah blah blah. When you claim, you might be in a queue of however many they have to rebuild and the manufacturers, but people can go and upset the supply line. So if you're fighting another org and they've destroyed a bunch of ships, and then loads of people are claiming their big ships, small ships, whatever, during this big week-long org battle, people can go, oh, well, they're getting their Idrises from this insurer or this manufacturer. If we go and interrupt their supply line, they can't make as many ships as quickly. It's going to delay them from getting more Idrises in the fight to sort of turn the tide. That would be goals. It's never going to happen. We're not getting Foxhole in space as much as I wish it could be. It's not going to happen, but
yes, we are.
That would be pretty sick.
Space hole.
To a degree, we are. I don't know if we work with insurance. I have had chats during these Bar Citizens, and obviously because of what's the technology called now? It was called Starling, I think it's called now, isn't it? So if position A needs resources from position B, there will be a physicalized transport traveling from point B to point A with cargo on board, which we will be able to intercept. Now, the next stage on from that is then, okay, it's got an implementation on the stock market. You know, when you go into the centers right now, everything is all like priced as is, doesn't fluctuate. But what if the price fluctuates? Okay, cool. Well, there's an economical reason now to raise a mission for people to go, much like when you go and take over SPK and people are like, okay, well, now you need to go and secure SPK and kill the criminals. It will be a case of, they'll be like, okay, pirates have been detected here, go forward, destroy the pirates, whatever. If the pirates manage to stay on the position on that trade route and keep destroying, then maybe Starling will go just start taking dog legs around, or it will just become a server-wide mission. Then let's try and free up the supply line. But all the while, the price of that commodity is going up.
Yeah, so that was going to be Quanta.
That's the one.
Going to form part of that. Whereas thank you for the research, George. Speaking of money laundering, I suppose that it probably does touch on it. But it's going to be like one physicalized thing to like 10 or 9 autonomous behind the scenes characters, won't it? So like you impact one thing, it actually causes a bigger whatever knock on. One dot, going back to the question, what was your Idris reclaim time?
What for
an Idris?
I would say 3-4 days for like a first thing. Sorry, I've just been amazed. Like eBay, and now coming up. I don't know if you can see that, but they're now coming up with you're in the end zone, the last 20 seconds of your thing on your lock screen. Look, countdown.
Well,
cool.
I think in getting reclaiming an Idris, and hold your tongues before you jump down my throat. I reckon an Idris should literally be 28 days. It should be a month. Like, it should be long. Something like a Polaris should be maybe 15 days or something. But picture this, right? Large ships.
That was fucking dreadful.
So large ships, right? You can't full kill them. You will not be able to full kill an Idris. You will not be able to destroy it, say it's atomized and removed from the game. What you can do is disable it. So now that Idris crew is all going to now scramble, find their ejections, get in other ships and go and try and save now what's left of their org battle. If they win, they now need to get an SRV in. SRVs. They now need to try and recover this Idris back to a location to rebuild it and get it back to its position. And that's going to take days to be able to rebuild an Idris. All the components, all of the armor, they've got to do a load of work on it. So what's the point when you can just go, I'll have it back in 3 days on insurance. I'm not going to spend this money to rebuild it when I can just get it back. So I think, so your 2 to 3 days or whatever on insurance shouldn't be 2 to 3 days on insurance. It should be getting that ship flight ready again and operational. So the caveat to not doing that, or to fully being wiped out from this org battle, or from this org being absolute arseholes and flying in with a fleet of reclaimers and just munching all your ships so you can get no scraps out of it, then there should be a punishment, and it should be a realistic punishment of weeks. It's an org battle at the end of the day. You're taking, and later on down the line when we have the dynamic server mission for it, hundreds of people in this org battle. And Idris's crew of what, 26? So, so you
Hmm.
should have. You put it into perspective. You're taking the manpower, the person power, the time of 26 people for 4 or 5 hours for this org event. You're taking a ton of time. There should be a serious repercussion for wasting that time effectively if you lose that vehicle. So I do think
I fully agree with you.
something like
Actually,
that should be a very long time.
You're right. You are right.
Yeah. I think you've raised a really interesting.
Cool. And that's all, folks.
We're not clipping that bit. Anyone clips that and delete it.
Yeah, we'll cut that bit if anything.
Yeah. That never happened. No, but I think you raise a really interesting point of the fact that they've talked about armor coming in. Obviously, engineering's in now, and about the whole idea of soft death is just not really going to be a thing. That's what this was meant to do. So eventually, it will be a case of actually, you either go, oh, I'm going to claim it back, but that's going to take me like weeks. Or do I put the time and effort in to do the other loops in the game, which then keeps all these things together? You know, when they're talking 1.0 and different loops meaning different things and linking together, all of a sudden you go, right, boys, well, that was great, but the ship's dead in the water. So let's all pull together and fix it. We've got to mine, you've got to go reclaim, you've got to go do this, you've got to do that. And then all of a sudden you've created so much more gameplay. I think you've touched on a really good point there.
And the potential of other people being able to swoop in, repair it, and steal it from you.
Yeah,
would be quite interesting.
You've got to defend the wreck while you're fixing
defend the wreck while you repair it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good because it is going to be hard. It is hard enough already to full def like a big ship now. Like almost, it's not worth the ammo, especially if you're running ballistics or missiles. It is literally not worth the ammo because it's so expensive to do that.
Yeah.
So unless you've got another Idris with like a laser or like a that can fire and it's not really wasting any of your money, there's no real need to sit there and full def a ship, especially another Idris or Polaris. Hey, thank you, Dan. Welcome. So I fully agree. I fully agree with CJ. I think it should be like a full month to claim back an Idris or a Javelin or any of those massive ships, maybe even longer. So it entices the players that should have 30 people through to go.
I've got to play devil's advocate here. Right.
Here
Solo player.
Come on, Devil.
What sort of claim time are we looking at on like
solo players are not. There's no solo player that should be able to use an Idris unless they have AI crew in the game. But if you're a solo player and you own an Idris, here we go. Sorry, that's not what it's made for. It's made for big multi-crew parties of players, or, to be fair, AI crew.
Oh wait.
Give us a solo ship.
Wait, stop. I wasn't even asking about that. I was asking about a prospector.
Prospector.
What do you feel?
35 days.
Right. So, if we're going on this huge sliding scale of an Idris taking a month, how long are you looking at a reclaim time on Prospector or a Vulture?
I think your bums on seats is a point to consider. So a two-seater ship should take longer than one-seater ships, unless it fills a very specific role. So like a Prospector, look at the ship and just imagine the components that are in it. Imagine the materials that are in it and the logistics around creating that. And I know we don't have to do that, but just think metaphorically, if you was to create this vehicle in real life, how long would it take? And I'm not saying how long would it take, I mean like something as simple as the Prospector to build, I reckon could be a day. Could be maybe less, expedited down to 6 hours, right? You pay through the nose and get it within 6 hours. I reckon could be a day. They should time it so it's like the average play session's probably like 4 hours, so maybe 20 hours. So by the time you log on the next day, it's kind of ready again. Whereas
you've got to remember as well that they've gone very specifically to say that ships will be very hard to full def, even like a Prospector. Like the purpose of it is once you've disabled a ship, you have to repair it to get it back online. But ultimately, full defing a ship is going to be very, very difficult. They said that 2 years ago on an SEO, I believe it was. They want it to be borderline impossible. Like, obviously, you're going to have to let them do it, but it has to be really hard to full def a ship. Almost like bringing in a reclaimer and fracturing it is the only real way to full def a ship, is what they would like to get towards. So, yeah, I think a day's reasonable, even for solo players.
I think also, if don't mind me adding to this. I think it will also then depend. Somebody said something about this before. Like what insurer you're with. Like what insurer?
We're not doing Go Compare. We're not doing Go Compare for the verse.
Hey,
for anyone
I
that's
need them,
not,
I need them to. So I'm going to do the adverts. Okay, I need them because I need them to ask me to do the adverts. No, but or maybe it's you've got different levels of insurance. One gets it back quicker. One's like a premium level of insurance. Because I know they've spoken about insurance. Is like, what insurance do you have? Are you willing to pay an extra premium, like CJ said, to get it back sooner? What if that's something they bring in that actually there's different insurers you can go with? Like Tarkov, you can insure your items with Prapor or with the therapist or with mechanic.
Or like refining right now in game. They have different timers on the different types of refining you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So then you go, okay, I want it back quicker, but I'm literally going to have to pay a premium. And when I mean a premium, it needs to be a pretty penny. Like it needs to have some consequence of going, I want it back, but I'm going to use all my money to get it back sooner.
I think it needs to be like 10% of the ship value. So Elite Dangerous do something where, I don't know if they still do, this has been a very long time since I played it, but you never lost the ship. You never fully lost the ship, but it would always sit there and you had to pay your insurance premium to get it back. And you would get it back. So, but it was always a percentage. I need to, like, it needs to be like, I think it's like 10% of the ship purchase value, and you get it back. But yeah, anything else to add? We do need to move on.
I was about to say is we've got 10 actual minutes left, but like maybe it's gonna go over. But yeah, I guess what I was going for before we went off on a tangent is some new players to the game. That's gonna be really punishing, and they may never come back.
CIG have already got their money. No, but
and with that, let's move to the concierge
it
challenge.
It gets them out of their prospector seat and going and do something else.
Yeah, and it could very well be like, you know, like mobile games where you start off and like you get like a 7-day bubble before you can be attacked by other players.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's how they'll do it, but it could be like for brand new players, there's a little incentive, you know, well, oh wow, you're new to Stanton, because that's where we'll spawn, right, or whatever. You're new to the verse. You have 7 days of half price insurance at double the speed, or whatever it will be. So like newer players, when they come into it, it's a little bit less punishing to start, and then eventually,
I mean, like a number of like respawn tokens, almost like doesn't matter what ship you've got, instantaneous like return, just wait get into it. And then you crash your prospector into an asteroid, and you're like, ah, crap, I got to wait like 2 days.
Yeah. So right.
Demands a longer episode, right? Well, maybe we should do one where we go like, I don't know, a special. We just go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I reckon we do.
Like that.
I did say do.
You said do.
An 8-hour episode.
Clipping that.
Yeah.
The other side of things is like, oh, you need to reclaim, and you've already spent the money you've got on expediting. Here's something you can buy in the store, like more money.
Yeah, faster claim timer.
you could always rent ships. Remember, like just because your ship's destroyed doesn't mean you can't rent a ship for cheap for a day.
Yeah,
while
but
yours is
newbies
being
don't have the money.
covered. I mean, well, that's why they've got janitor jobs. Well, they said they want to make the what was it the Raptor? What was it the fake?
The Miss Raptor.
Yeah, the Miss Raptor, the road sweeper. They said they want to make like janitorial roles around space stations a thing. If you've blasted all your money in a day because you've made mistakes, you've got to do contracts in that local area, which they are going to actively have available, so you can still earn money.
Blasting all your money in Vandal strip clubs. Right. Anyway, I'm going to bring us back into the topic because Swanky has timings to abide by. George, can we get a shortened version of this, please?
It's the concierge challenge.
It's the concierge challenge. And
What
yes,
did you say, CJ?
Can we get a shortened version of that?
Yeah.
Because that's a bit too long.
It just goes, do concierge challenge.
Yeah.
Or just it's the concierge challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes,
someone else, so it's a little bit quicker.
I clipped the doo-doo.
I've got a couple of ideas, but we'll talk about it off stream.
Aye, aye.
All right. Cool. Right. Anyway, so in the VC chat team, we have the Concierge Challenge submission from our own Magnus over in Alpha Redani.
I like
Just a
that.
cool little org. If anyone in chat is looking for an org, over on the Quantum Dispatch website, we have an orgs page, and Alpha Redani's link there. Other orgs are available. They are not as good. But yeah, you can find the invite to that org there. And he's over there. He's one of the people that play over there. He's old. What is he, like 104?
He's one of the OGs.
Yeah, he's one of the OGs. He's been around like in lore longer than Star Citizen's been a thing. Back in what year are we now? 2956. And Magnus was born in the 1800s. So yeah, he's ancient in the lore of Star Citizen. But he's submitted a fleet for us, and he's running a junkyard. He's running a scrappy. The kind of man I can imagine lives around the outskirts of Brios, reclamation and stuff like that. He just lives there, nipping in every now and then, dragging away a component from the scrapyard himself, and fixing it up. Can I confirm we've all seen it?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you, Swanky. So I'm going to pull it up on screen for everyone else that's in chat to currently watch. We've got a nice new background with thanks to Hasaga as well. I didn't realise you could get different backgrounds on Star Jump. But here we have a very
Mate,
very Drake heavy
How
fleet.
much Drake is it, mate? Is it someone's buying points here?
Yeah.
Someone's buying points here.
He is. He's going for points. Might be the first 10 we've seen.
It's a
but
very industrial fleet.
It is very industrial. It is supposed to be an all-rounded fleet, so keep that in mind. Swanky, do you want to read that text?
I will voice. Yeah.
And it's bear in mind it's an industrialist junkyard fleet.
All right.
So.
All right. Yeah.
And he's from Boston.
Oh, I can't do a fucking. Don't make me do Boston.
Boston.
Do it.
Boston.
Do it.
No, I'll go. I'm going a different direction.
Okay.
This fleet will be used to build Magnus's junkyard, which I serve as my base. 1 clipper for crafting and a medical. 2 scout for exploring and finding new items. 3 augs for hauling. 4 golem for mining, crafting, and fixing components. 5 SRVs for hauling stuff so I can salvage it with the Vulture. 6 for rock mining. 7 to defend the base and my booty. 8 black because it must be owned. 9 the pulse because it fits everything. Fleet summary, budget 1,000, total spend 990, remaining $10. I'm reading it, bitch. Ship count 11. Thanks, y'all. I'm gonna see my wife.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, when the fuck did Mater join the podcast? I don't know. Should he stay, Grills? Can Mater stay? I don't hate Mater. But very Drake heavy fleet. The first appearance of a Clipper, I believe, and the first appearance of an SRV.
So because I'm going to need to go in a second, I am going to give it a 7, and then I'm going to leave. Because I'll tell you why I'm marking down. I'm marking down because didn't hit the amount. I know it's only a tenner, but we did say we'd be counting down for that. There's too much Drake, and I think it's just funny, so I'll mark it down for that. No, I'm joking. That's great. But also, like you did say at the beginning, although that's how he wants it to be, it's not the wording of the challenge. I normally there's a big ship as a staple that the Clipper might fit that. So yeah, I don't know. It's not quite for me. A couple of things to mark it down on, so I'm going to go for a 7.
Okay, cool.
And with that, I'm going to have to dip. So I'm going to love you all and leave you. It's been an absolute pleasure. It'll be a lot quieter with me gone, and you can say a big sigh of relief.
Amen to that. Right. Thank you for coming along, Swanky, and we'll catch you.
You're welcome. Absolutely will. I'll catch you guys soon. Toodles. Bye-bye.
Cool. Right. You guys, what do you think?
I like it. It's it serves the purpose of what he needs. I do think that although the Golem fits in the fleet, especially with it being like a Drake aesthetic, it's too small for the necessary cargo missions.
But it's a solo. Yeah, the Concierge Challenge is your fleet, right? And it's as expected how you would operate.
Stop defending it because it's Drake.
No. I'd defend any ones that needed defending. He's not here to defend himself. So
there's no science. There's no expedition. There's no bounty hunting.
But he does have vehicle towing.
He does.
He does have crafting.
He does.
So he's picked
I
up
was thinking
more points than other people have.
It's a difficult fleet. Just doesn't feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no rock, so I can't wait for George's input here. But there's no rock.
Yeah.
But the Scout fits my taxi. I love the Vulture. Oh,
Cool.
I'm gonna go for
have a ponder before you.
Yeah, I love a ponder.
GFA, what do you think?
Well, that was good timing. I had to go and sort my dog out, but here we go. That was an amazing time. And I came back though, and I heard the worst words that a man can hear, and that was no rock. And am I about to rip this fleet a new one? 0 out of 10. Move on. No, let's have a look. So I mean, look, we've touched on the Clipper. What a great ship, and I'm really glad that's there. I'm shocked that there's not a big boy ship this week. This is maybe the first time that's ever happened where we've only had. I mean, the SRV's large, but you know, there's no big multi-crew ship there. In fact, is there any big multi? There's not even a multi-crew ship other than maybe the Cutlass Black.
And
arguably.
the Clipper, I think, takes a different. It's got 2 seats, doesn't it?
It's got a seat for someone to sit in. They don't do anything.
Okay.
So I would argue it's a solo ship.
Yeah.
Same as the Vulture SRV, like literally all of those except for maybe the Cutlass because it has a turret.
But
that's it.
The Dragonfly, Pulse, and the Geo will fit in the Vulture. Dragonfly, I don't think fits in the Scout.
Yes. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Let's start that 14-day trial, then we can really sort out the layout.
Yeah. Well, we should be back up and live again. Hoping to confirm very, very shortly.
Yep, I'm refreshing, just making sure. It looks like we're good.
Cool. How unfortunate.
I can see. Pete's playing something on his tablet.
Yeah, he's playing Candy Crush.
I'm looking at the fleet.
Candy Crush.
Right.
I had to close everything on my laptop to not have like 3 FPS. So, yeah, I have it up.
Oh, okay.
I'll go back to full screen then.
You heard it at first. Pete's looking at his lap while he's getting it up. Okay, so that's great. Thank you for the full screen.
Oh, no.
So, very Drake heavy, which is not a bad thing. As much as I give you shit for Drake, I actually really like Drake ships. So, if there was Origin in here, we've got another story. But the Pulse is always a winner, right, guys? We can never go wrong with a Pulse. It fits in everything. And a Geo is good. I need a bit more time to ponder the ins and outs, so I'll slide over to yourself, CJ or Pete, whoever hasn't gone yet.
Yep.
But yes, at first glance, disappointed there's no rock. Redeemed by the Pulse a little bit. Clipper's great.
Yeah, cool. So I will carry on with this one then. So I'm going to reaffirm... I think the music's playing 2 tracks at once, is it? Can one of you guys have a think about that? So, yeah, I'm going to reaffirm what One Dollar said. It is missing science. It is missing bounty hunting. It is missing... What else is it missing?
Medical.
It's got the Clipper.
That's not medical.
Has a medbed.
Does it? Oh, okay.
Clipper's got medbed.
It's got a medbed.
The Clipper is an exploration, or can do exploration, I believe. I think that's the part of it. It's a generalist, so it's supposed to do everything, or most.
No
things.
refining.
But yes, there is no refining. You have mining, in the best miner ship in the game, and also the best DPS ship in the game, the Golem. You have Vulture for the salvage, SRV for the towing. I'm going to give him an extra point for getting an SRV in there. No one else has managed it yet. So if I went for a no ship, no fleet, it's going to be a 10. If I knock a point down for not covering all the career loops, maybe knock 2 points down because it is missing quite a few. It's got ground vehicle racing. Would you count the Arrow as a ship vehicle racing ship?
No,
it's not that quick.
It doesn't have the tag.
Yeah, but if you're going to be pedantic about it, neither does the Pulse, and neither does Dragonfly.
No, you're right. It doesn't.
But
there is a racing version of the Pulse, though.
But then, as we have seen, the Dragonfly is good at Daymar Rally, and it's used as a racing vehicle.
Fair.
But it's missing certain things like reporting with the Reliant Sen. No, with the Reliant Tanner. No, which one's the reporting one?
Mako.
Oh, the Mako.
The Mako, isn't it?
So what I'm saying is actually getting 2 Reliants in the fleet is really good because you
what
can
I'm
get
saying.
science and reporting. But yeah, I'm going to take 2 points off because it's missing all of the career loops. Arguably, he can tow any of the vehicles anywhere he needs to be, so you don't really need to carry any vehicles inside. So you can. I think the SRV does a. It's really hard because I want to give him an 8. I think, you know what? Yeah, we'll go back around the tables, but I think I know my score. And I'm just going to do.
Let me keep looking at it for a second. Let me just keep looking at that picture for a minute. But yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give a quick TLDR for VR Hilo in chat. He says what's happening, probably very lost. So this is our feature on the Quantum Dispatch podcast called the Concierge Challenge, where you have 1,000 USD of make-believe money to build your perfect fleet. So you get concierge status once you hit 1,000 USD. So the premise is you spend as close to it as possible, and you actually do lose points for not hitting that 1,000. You need to build a well-rounded fleet. The best well-rounded fleet you can possibly build, and you get graded by us and by chat from a 1 to a 10. And you can't use certain ships. So certain ships you cannot pick up, not routinely throughout the year. So certain things like the Mustang Alpha Vindicator and the Nautilus Solstice Edition, they are in the game, yes. Well, the Solstice Edition isn't, but like the Vindicator is in the game, has been sold. But you cannot routinely acquire it within a year reasonably, so you can't really have those. Also, it cannot be a concept ship, so it has to be a ship that's been sold before, currently on the market. Which what it does mean is certain things like the F7A, well, the F7C's Mark 1s, you can't use those either. You cannot routinely get them as much as you probably did. Warbond values don't count, CCU chains don't count, it's store as is. And is it current price? Yeah, so it's current price. So if, for example, Magnus, who submitted this fleet, created this fleet today, and the Clipper goes from $150 up to $200, his fleet still stands. Can someone copy it when the price hike happens? No. Because he got it in at that time. That's just the nature of the game, kind of expecting things to go up in price or down in price. He could lose out if the Vulture goes down in price, and he's got extra money to spend, but his grade won't change. And we're going to do this annually or on major patch releases, where you can then go and resubmit another fleet if you want, because there's certain ships that have been released. For example, Magnus submitted this before the Hermes was released. I doubt he would have added it because he's not stupid anyway. So that doesn't matter, but for example, when this Argo salvage ship comes out, it might replace the Vulture as the best in slot salvage ship. It probably won't, but it could. And all of the rules and stipulations are up on the website, and how to enter this on our website, thequantumdispatch.co.uk, and there's a concierge challenge generator where you can assemble this fleet yourself and send it into us, and we will rate it. I think that's. Did I miss anything?
Dude, no, you about covered
No,
it.
bang on, mate.
Cool.
It's good.
Round the houses then. Let's get some marks. And in chat, get some grades. 1 out of 10 for.
I am between a 7.5 and an 8, somewhere between there.
Yeah.
I do like
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I want to. Yeah, I'm thinking 7, and I'm thinking from a personal standpoint. There's no big cargo capacity here at all. The Ox is the biggest with 64, I believe.
Yep.
Cutlass Black has 46. There's no way of doing any sort of cargo moving of any even medium-sized missions, which I think start at like 70 something. That's problem 1 for me. Personally, I would if you're thinking, don't worry about cargo, which this fleet to me screams ignore cargo. I'll drop the Ox, which is $90. I would upgrade the Geo to a Rock, and I would also be able to still have money left over to buy a medical Pisces to have an actual dedicated medical ship. That's probably the way I would go. So that is a fair few changes, but for I'm 7. I'm a 7. I'm a 7. I like it. I think there's missed opportunities there.
Okay. Yeah. On Duck.
For Magnus's fleet, I mean, it does what he wants it to do. His purpose is to have a junkyard. This would be something I would expect to see from a junker. I do like that the SRV is in there. It adds a lot of like flexibility, and as for stuff that we mentioned earlier with like requisitioning other people's vehicles and making them your own, SRV is going to come in clutch after the soft kill has been achieved. Besides that, industrial wise, with the Vulture for salvaging, you've got the Golem for mining, and also, like you say, highest DPS ship in the game. I get the versatility of the Clipper, just don't think I like it. But that being said, I mean, you're never going to get every single game loop in there. This is why, if you're going to submit your own fleet, it's important to put as much information and get across the message of what you're trying to achieve with that $1,000. He didn't quite hit the $1,000, and for that reason, 7.7 for me.
7.7.
Yep, I'm stuck between 7.5 and 8.
Okay.
So I was going to drop 2 marks anyway, because it doesn't fill every role. I think is very fair to drop 2 marks. It's missing quite a few career loops. Again, didn't hit the 1,000 on the spot. So should I drop a whole point? Maybe not. It's only $10 off. But I will drop a 0.5 off for that. Now, does it have the best in slot items? Does it need the Dragonfly Black and the Pulse?
No.
I'm not too sure.
No.
So if it was the Pulse X, same price, maybe.
Yeah. It doesn't have the best in slot, and use the term best in slot very sort of like generally. The Arrow is a good fighter, but isn't the best. Again, Dragonfly Black and the Pulse. I would probably drop the Pulse as much as it fits in everything. Dragonfly Black can be used in space. I don't know if the Pulse can.
Yeah, it can.
It can? Okay, cool. I'd probably drop the Dragonfly Black then. And as a Drake lover, then that's really upsetting to say. Atlas Geo, I hate it. I would rather have a rock, and I don't even want a rock in there. I'm pretty sure the Golem can still pop gems. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm actually not sure. I'd imagine not, though.
No.
But you can hand mine gems. You don't need the Geo.
Well,
so if you drop the Geo and the Dragonfly, you've got like $90 back already, or like $80 back.
So why do you always complain about the rock if you can hand mine gems?
It's the capacity. The rock has a massive capacity and it's a lot quicker, and you can drive around. It's just a lot bit less cumbersome.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm down another 0.5 just of the overlap there with the Dragonfly and the Pulse. The Scout is nice. Nice to see a Cutlass Black in there. I think that's the first Cutlass Black we've seen as well. You know what? I'm going to give him an extra 0.5 for the variation. It's very different to every other fleet we've seen so far. So I think I'm back up to a 7.5. I think that's probably a good grade.
Can we get scores in chat, please, as well? Out of 10 scores in chat. I think I've seen a 7 so far from Goodham. I believe it was 7.5.
Brutal.
A what?
A 5.5 from East.
5.5. Ooh.
I'm going to tell him.
Oh. I mean, you've got to remember, like, this is Magnus's fleet. This is his 10 out of 10 fleet. I'd say, like, if you're not even going, this is a 9 or above fleet, it's probably like you're not happy with it. You need to look at it again before you submit. This is his 10 out of 10 fleet. I know that this is a fleet that would make Magnus very happy. But like I said, Pulse, why that over the Pulse LX if you've got the Dragonfly Black?
That's what I mean. It's not a bad fleet, which is why I'm still doing 7. I just think there's a lot of missed opportunities and wasted money. You got $10 left. You don't need the Dragonfly as well. Probably don't need the Geo. You can get a Rock for the same price. Then you can upgrade that Arrow to something with a bit more of a hit, have a bit more of a fighter capability. Upgrade. Literally any of those ships could have an upgrade to like the next tier above. And with the money saved, I just think it's some wasted opportunities. So there's got to be some points deducted for that. Maybe 3 was a bit harsh on me. I could have gone 7.5, but again, I want to be realistic. It's how I'm seeing the fleet for what it could have been, even for its intended purposes. So I'm going to stick with 7.
And you fix the Geo to the cargo grid on the Ox.
I don't know.
You should. Yeah, I think so. You can do it on the Raft.
You can do it on the Raft, so you should be able to do it on the Ox, but who knows?
Yeah,
that becomes a bit interesting then, because if you can do that, then am I right in thinking the Geo does exactly the same as what the Rock does?
The Rock has a bigger capacity and it's on wheels. Geo has jetpacks, so arguably the Geo is more versatile in certain scenarios, like Hathor, because you can go down the hole and come back up. Can't do that with a Rock, really, unless you fly the Pisces in and then, or something like that. But yeah,
but then
or lower it down with tractor beam.
You take it off the back. I get that you're going to incur more pain and more time, and this is, I guess, there's the Fortune versus the Vulture payoff is you get more capacity, but it takes longer. So a system like that with Geo and the Ox working in tandem would suffice. That would cover the Rock. I know you like the Rock, so your score is your score, but for me, based upon capability alone, that offers the same capability. But like you, I would rather go for, say, like a Rock, the same way I would choose a Vulture over a Fortune.
Any more scores in chat?
Wait, what? Did you just say a Fortune?
Yeah.
Over what? What?
Over the Vulture. Sorry, no, I would choose the Vulture over the Fortune. Did I say the other way around?
Right, okay, sorry. I had a heart attack. My heart's in my mouth. I was about to start swinging through the camera.
I'm a Vulture. I'm Vulture.
Of
if I said the wrong way around, I apologise. I meant Vulture over Fortune. Even though the Fortune has more capacity, it only has the one head, the Vulture has 2, it's quicker, and then in the time you're still filling up the Fortune, you've gone back and you've dropped off the cargo and you're back on site with the Vulture. It's no-brainer for me. It's bizarre how they're both the same price.
So a combination then with the Ox, I think, that we potentially did overseas. You said about throwing the Geo on the back, but you can also put empty containers on the back. So the argument of capacity is null and void. Because you can put 1 SCU containers or like an 8 SCU container on the back, and you can fill up your Geo, you can offload all the gems into the back of the Golem then, and you can carry that around. And you could even take like 4 Geos on the back, so you can have your whole team and go out as an operation and go out mining rocks, if that's what you like doing. But yeah, cool. How much budget was left over, Screamer? That was $10. $10.
Come on, Screamer, give us a score, and VR Hilo, give us a rating out of 10 for this one. We've got 4 entries from chat already.
2 double dogs.
2 double.
Yeah.
If they're
2
in
double
stock,
dogs.
yeah.
7.3 and a 6.
6. Okay, well, we have had relatively average results. Some people have gone a little bit high, but some people have gone low. But it has kind of averaged out, doing the quick maths in my head, at around about a 7.1.
It's a 6.53 from chat because of Eason's 5.5.
Wow.
Brutal.
So 6.53 from chat.
Just to remind Magnus, it was Eason all along.
Or if you want to round that down, we can do 6.5.
And then what is that total?
Because of Eason.
Okay. And the total average is 7.7 plus 7 plus 7.
I think Eason's trying to coerce the scoreline for when he submits his.
Yeah, well,
7.14.
7. I was spot on then with the 7.1.
You was
7.1 for. Tell you what, we'll do a 1-4. I'd usually round it, but you know what? It's okay. So, yeah, you know what? I read his description of that fleet, and then I was getting ready to berate it. I was going to be like, it's missing everything. But upon looking at it, it's got tasty Drake ships in there. Good. I can taste the oil on your hangar floor. You know, when you have like there's a rule with like Land Rovers. If you own a Land Rover and there's no oil under it in the morning, there's no oil in it. That's like a Drake ship. Is if it doesn't leave oil stain on your where you parked it, it's because it doesn't have oil in its engines. But yeah, I mean, I think that's quite a nice fleet. And VR Hilo, thank you for getting it fixed in the end. Sort of fleet out. It'll go on there. You don't see anything on the leaderboard currently because I'm slacking and I'm not updating the leaderboard. But we have another concierge challenge from last week and this one, and the week before. I think I can't remember. So we've got a few to catch up on, and they'll be on the website on the leaderboard. And at the end of the leaderboard, at the end of the year, we'll work something out, and you can claim all your glory. I believe was it Gridimus was top of the last season's, the pilot season. I believe he was, with a very highly rated fleet. I don't think it would have got the same numbers if we redid it now. But yeah, cool. All right, do we have anything to add around the table?
We're all getting older, Brody.
Yeah. It's bloody hat week. Yeah, just because you got your teeth now doesn't mean you can start gobbing off. But yeah, so around the houses, do we have any other points?
No, I think there was so much discussed on SCL. We didn't get to talk to too much of it, but I think we had some really fun conversations this evening. I think it's been a good one. Yeah, looking forward to what comes next in 4.7.
Well, I can very quickly share something that is going to come next on camera, and we'll end with that, just because we haven't covered it. I did mention it and allude to it earlier. But the Argo Salvager.
The Soul.
It's just the sneak peek.
Mm.
Looks quite nice. We'll see. We will
Looks
see.
like a reclaimer, like arms. Yeah, Argo's great. We love Argo.
We do. Argo is nice. Very underrated, I believe. But that sneak peek got released with the caption "Wreck It." So we will see.
It's the Argo Ralph.
Ralph, yeah, the Argo Ralph.
What do you think they are going to call it? I've heard Soul being banded around, which I quite like Mole Soul, because it's a salvaging instead of the mining, whatever the rest of the abbreviation is.
Yeah. But Mole isn't even mining.
It's the Argo Reaper.
It's because the MOLE, the acronym is like multi something, so the M doesn't even stand for mining, I don't think.
Oh, does it not?
Like
okay, fair enough.
Operator, resource extraction or something like that. Someone in chat, someone who's more autistic than I am, can
The small.
answer that.
The small.
Shmuel? Because
The small.
Um,
I don't
We've got
like
a couple of
Reaper.
questions in chat, by the way.
Reaper sounds too like aggressive.
yeah.
It's too small. I mean, I've called my Reclaimer Reaper.
I'll go acronym.
It needs to be something a bit posing. But
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Eason just said, if you could take one ship from that fleet, what would you take? As in, take us in to keep. Like,
Clipper.
I'll pop it back on chat. I already know what
Clipper.
I'm choosing. Clipper, yeah.
Clipper for me.
Yeah. Eason said the Vulture. Godimus is the Cutlass Black. Space Age is still thinking about food.
I'm a Vulture as well.
Vulture, okay.
I know what you're choosing.
Yeah, of course you do.
The Gollum.
Yeah, it's the Golem every day. You're choosing the Arrow because it's not Drake. Well, I'm choosing the Golem because it's a better fighter than the Arrow is. 1v1. 1v1 me, bro. 1v1 me on Rust. Clipper's more useful, but Cutlass just screams cool. It does. But yeah. Cool. Anything else to add? Was there any more questions? Oh yeah, Hilo. So I'm doing the managing of that site. Reach out in Discord if you've got any recommendations or any
He is
feedback.
the oracle of all things online.
The Oracle.
Yeah, kind of. Not so much. Dragonfly is a good
No,
show.
no. Credit where credit's due. CJ is class at all of this stuff. I haven't got a clue about half the stuff he comes up. He's like, "What about this idea?" I'm like, "Bro, like, this is sick." Like, so yeah, credit where credit's due. Well done, buddy.
Thank you. Make me blush. If my light doesn't make my face look red, then I will in 5 minutes anyway.
I really like this camera angle, Pete. It looks nice.
It does.
I'm not going in my kitchen. You see the BTS of this? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. There's so much involved in this setup. All because my PC is broke. It just keeps crashing.
Aww.
I know. Put it in chat. We'll have a look.
Yeah, of course.
We'll allow the link.
Gonna link Pornhub.
Crap. Imagine the other side.
10 out of 10.
I'm gonna go check it out now. Yeah, see you in a bit.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Back in 3 minutes. Right. Cool. Do you have mod? Are you able to
I can mod. What do you want me to mod?
just that link he shared? It should give you the option to allow. If it can give you the option to just copy the link, then that's great. But we'll do that in the interim anyway. We'll reach out to you with that. We've already overrun by 27 minutes. Size must be loving himself right there. Asking
Yeah, he
for an
got me, yeah.
extended episode.
Chat asked. They got.
Yes.
I don't. There's nothing in there, by the way.
Okay. Via Hello, whisper on Twitch if you can, or join our Discord using the link. Discord. You can share it there. But yeah, I've got no further points.
No. Nope. I am.
Meeting. I have no further points.
Yeah. And I really need a wee, so yeah. Say your goodbyes.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Let's shout out if you want Pete to do this camera angle every week going forward.
No. Oh man, I've had to keep the dogs out of here. My wife's like, I want to bring the dogs out. Like, no, wait.
It's a more flattering angle.
Yeah, I like it. It feels like I'm watching like a podcast on YouTube where they all sit around the table. It's a nice setup.
Well, maybe you guys should be doing the same thing as well.
Have you seen my space that I've got to work with?
I've been in your house.
Yeah. But
Just, I don't know,
yes.
sit on the sofa.
Like I could set that table up over there somewhere.
Well, do you know what the funniest thing was with my desk? I don't know if I showed you my party trick, but I can just take you around the house with me if I wanted to. My whole desk's on wheels. With extra long. It's got an extra long umbilical.
Oh,
That's
no.
amazing.
Make sure there's
That's
nothing.
amazing.
Just crush the guinea pig.
Yeah.
There we go. There's my TV.
It's
There
like
we
the freaking. It's like the introduction to Naked Gun.
I've got like a 2 meter umbilical, so I can go around. But yeah, cool. Right. Well, on that note, I need to put my desk back in its recesses.
Oh my god, yes, I remember the website. I've shared this website before. VR.
Okay.
I have shared this website before.
Well, we'll go check it out, and I'll drop you a message. But for now, I'm really into Wii, so goodbye from me. See you next week.
Are we raiding?
Sure. Right, let me sort that
I
out.
do believe Thomas is live right now,
Oh my goodness.
and he's doing a big reveal. At least I had a message about it earlier.
Alright, let me sort that out.
And for those that are unaware of Thomas from Cosmic Cards, he does what he used to do, Star Citizen trading cards. He's now got his own version. Just never quite got to fruition with the contract with CIG. So yeah, he's got his own version of his own game. Really, really good game. If you visit one of our Bar Citizens, I usually bring it along. Next one's 21st of March, Saturday here in Stafford at Hogarth's on the High Street. If you check us out on Twitch on x.com/Quantum Dispatch, you'll see all the stuff on there. There you go. CJ's holding up some of the beautiful cards, so he releases them regularly. It sounds like another one's about to be dropped tonight, so we're going to head over there. Is he not?
Unless he's got a new channel. Has he got a new channel?